Hello and welcome back to the Daring and Doing podcast. I'm Hester and I'm joined by the brilliant Ben Bowman. Ben, how are you doing?
I'm good. End of season is finally here. Well, not I say that. I say finally as in like we've been looking forward to it to be over, but these last few weeks have kind of been a bit of a struggle, and the last week has in particular. So let's go out with a bang.
Yeah, how are you feeling? Are you kind of happy the season's ending? Are you getting to the point where you're just like you've checked out a little bit? Not checked out, but are you just because the only thing I can think about now is next year, next season, who we're bringing
Yeah,
in the summer, and you're constantly checking your phone. It's that time of year again where you're constantly you're desperate for some like
yeah.
bombers,
A bomber.
and yeah, a little
we need
bomber.
I'm gagging for a Paul O'Keefe deep thread bomber.
Yeah, and then
Just
Zeus and the replies doing that
yeah,
dance.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's that time of year again, isn't it? That's what I need.
Yeah.
There's nothing better. There's nothing better than waking up and seeing a "Here we go" on Twitter. Is there? There's
Oh
nothing
my
better than
god,
that.
yeah. Do you remember
And
that one
also, like
time?
especially like during the Euros or like a tournament, because you're not as like focused on it. Like because we're like, oh, say like England are playing on something, or like you're watching the Euros, and then the Tottenham like transfer stuff kind of goes like to your back of your mind a little bit,
Yeah,
and then it's like you almost remember Spurs exist, and
yeah,
then you go on your phone, and it's like, oh, rumors start circling. You know, hello. You're like, all right, I
yeah,
think just goes to the back of my mind watching the football, and then wake up the next morning and Fabrizio Romano in advance talks, and it's like,
yeah,
oh, we're so
yeah.
back. We are back.
It's become like it's become almost entertainment in itself in it transfer windows. Like before, you wouldn't actually know what was going on. Now you know every single move, probably more than the club and the player themselves. Like I
Yeah.
remember, I went to Cyprus with my girlfriend in the summer, and she was like, "Thank fuck, football's over." Like, this tosser, like it doesn't. You just keep going about Spurs. I was going on about it more than ever because whilst we're in
Yeah.
Cyprus, we signed Vicaro, Madison. We were linked to Van der Ven,
Babe,
Tapzoba.
babe, you seen this?
Yeah, I
You
was
seen
like, oh, Bayern Munich just bid for Kane. Fucking, how much they bid? Like 50 mil or something. I was like, have a laugh, like
Yeah, it was like a
fucking
piss
hell.
take, yeah.
Yeah, and little did I know we went on to sell Kane, but yeah, it's just so that feeling of being in the sun, just checking your phone every 5 seconds. It's coming, Ben. It's not far away. It's just the dopamine rush you get.
We're nearly there.
Yeah. Do you remember that one morning we woke up to like Poro deal off or something like that? Do you remember that? That was so bad.
How many times have we been there where it's like, yeah, the worst one was still Dybala. That was the worst.
Yeah.
Because we woke up and Deal was on. Deal was not off. Deal was
Yeah.
even more on. I remember I was playing five-a-side on a Tuesday night and left my phone in the car, came back out, and then I got my phone. And then I was with my mate George, who's a Spurs fan. I looked at my phone and it was like, what the fuck? Like Spurs in advance talks to sign Paulo Dybala. I was like, mate, I was like, fucking seen this. Because it was like the day, like a couple of days like after the Lo Celso stuff, like all started to break as well. I was like, what we do? What's going on? And then went home that night. Spurs working on a deal. Woke up in the morning on the way to work. David Ornstein, Spurs on the verge of agreeing a deal for Paulo Dybala. I was like, oh my god! And then just checking stuff throughout the day, it was like, what the fuck are image rights? What's this? Like,
what the fuck?
What are image rights? And then we signed Ryan Sessegnon. So,
Mate,
brilliant.
that was the
There
worst wouldn't have
one.
been a more statement signing from Spurs if we went and signed Dybala because he was the hottest topic in Europe at that time. We just lost the Champions League final. Signed Ndombele, who was a massive prospect, and I mean look how that fucking turned out. And Dybala was going to Juventus and buying their best player to come to Spurs when you're looking at the team and you're thinking, where's he going to play? Like Eriksen's playing, Dele Alli, like where's he going to? He would have fit up front with Son and Kane, Dybala. Genuinely, I think it probably was one of my first boners. That when I was when I heard that he might be coming to Spurs, but I actually invited my friend round. Not when that happened.
Mate,
come over, look what's happening.
I've got a boner.
Finally, no, I invited him around for transfer deadline day on Sky Sports back when that was still already like a thing, and and we got like a bunch of munch and sat and watched transfer deadline day on Sky for the whole day, waiting for Dybala to arrive at Spurs because there was photos of him in the airport, weren't there?
Yeah, he was on the way.
Yeah, and all we got to saw was fucking Ryan Sessegnon and Lo Celso.
And Lo Celso, yeah.
Lo Celso injured again, by the way.
Yeah, fucking. I'm fed up of that prick.
Yeah, sell him.
I'd just like get rid of him. I just can't be arsed anymore. All we spend our time is just as Spurs fans going, oh, he needs to play. He needs more minutes. That's why he don't have more minutes because he breaks down. He was on the pitch for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. He came on in the 85th minute. It was 10 minutes at a time, and he got in a minor knee injury. It's going to keep. How does this keep happening? He might be the most brittle fucking player. It's just pathetic. But speaking of
legs,
pop it on knees.
Yeah.
I on the transfer deadline day thing, I did that as well with my mate once. My mate Tim, who's an Arsenal fan, and my mate George. Actually, we watched the North London derby at his house. It was 2013-14 season, and we stayed over that night. And it was like, oh, what's transfer deadline day tomorrow? And then it starts with fucking Arsene Wenger in the post-match interview after beating Spurs 1-0 going, we may have a surprise for you tomorrow. And then they fucking signed Mesut Ozil and we sell Gareth Bale. It was like, what was that like?
Yeah.
Like, get me home. Mum, come pick me up.
Yeah. But that would have been, Dabala would have been our like sort of that sort of sign.
Ozil,
it was on that same, it was on that same sort of caliber of this. I mean, what is happening here? Like what the tables are turning, Spurs become a big club and it just didn't come to fruition. And then we crumbled from there. And I don't know whether he would have prevented that. He probably wouldn't have. But
yeah, I mean, have you ever seen a player since then whose deal was broken down due to image rights?
No, only Spurs. Only Spurs. I think the season before Juventus. Sorry, the Dabala pod. He should be on the thumbnail. Dabala.
Yeah.
Everyone will be like, "What the fuck
is going on?"
But yeah, no. The season before, did they knock us out the champ? No, the season before that.
It wasn't.
He ran to the corner flag and he did that. I was right there in the corner flag and he did that like right in front of me. And there was something about him. It's just like everything that makes you fall in love with a football player is like powerful. And the fact he could have come for Spurs, fuck. Cool.
We should have gone. We can't believe we did not go through in that tie. We were so good in Juventus. We were 2-0 down in like first like 20 minutes or something. Came back, drew 2-2. I remember Dembele was like unreal.
Yeah, Eriksen scored a free kick, didn't he?
Eriksen scored a free kick. Kane scored that one we rounded the keeper. And then we went 1-0 up at Wembley and Son scored. And then did we have one like cleared off the line?
Yeah, so Higuain scored and then Higuain scored and then Dabala scored. And then Lamella, it was like off the line. I think Chiellini cleared it off the line or something like that. That was it's the history of the Tottenham. That was that one, wasn't it?
Shut up, you old bellend.
Geriatric
fuck.
But yeah, the one that got away, not Chiellini, Dabala.
I actually love Chiellini.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, quality. I love
like all the old like Italian centre backs, all like any old like Italian player. Like you think they're like a twat, but like you just love them.
Rolls Royce, yeah. Ange has come out in the press conference.
Yeah.
He seemed. You know what? I thought I'd be feeling better by now. That like less guilty, but it's like. Seeing how low he is you still hold that same feeling in your stomach. I think like he seemed pretty low, didn't he? And so I'm not gonna like read his quotes because that would just like be painful to anyone listening. But he basically said something along the lines of like that was his worst managerial experience in like 26 years. He worked so hard. And he felt like the anxiety of people questioning his integrity if we lost like 5-0 that game. That's why normally you never see him animated on the sidelines. He was so animated on the sidelines, like as soon as we went 1-0 down, because you could see the stress he was under, and then he snapped at a supporter that was giving him shit. And then he said that he holds his hand up and says he got the situation wrong, but he still believes that to be a successful club, you've got to win in every context.
Yeah,
and you've got to go out there and win in every single contest, like no matter what, the context of the game is. And he said, like, when you fight your brother, you fight to the fucking death, mate. He didn't say that, but like he said something on the lines of that. And do you know what? So first of all, I saw a really good tweet saying what he's saying today. There's not a feeling of it being terminal. There's not a feeling of it's the opposite of that. It's him coming out saying, this is what I believe. And you'll learn this along the way. And we're going to go on something special, but we need to drill in our mindset. Winning is all that matters. To be fair, we knew that. But, I think he was just, I think he's just a bit taken aback and disappointed, and it's a shame that the season's ended on these terms, isn't it? But so what he said, did it change your opinion on how it all went down straight after the game, or are you still feeling the same sort of way of because you were a bit torn on it, weren't you?
Yeah, to be fair, I think we said it the other night when we spoke after the City game, that it'll be very interesting to see what he comes out and says. I think he's done the right thing. I think what he's tried to do is just nip it in the bud and just say that, like, almost offer a sort of a branch out to the supporters to say, look, I think I might have misread the extremity of the situation, and I got it wrong, but these are my principles and this is how we're going to move forward as a club, which is, I think, is the right thing to do. We all know that he's right. We all knew he was right on Wednesday, but it just didn't feel right at the time because that game meant a hell of a lot. And also, let's be honest, like, well, you hope and pray that this is a one-off situation or once-in-a-lifetime situation where, look, we don't want Arsenal to win the league. That would be horrible, however way you slice it. But this specific scenario is very unlikely to happen again. So I think that's what he didn't quite grasp. I think maybe at first, and that's why the supporters were so anti us winning the game. And I think that he's kind of probably realised that. There were comments after the game on Thursday morning or Wednesday morning or whenever the game was, saying that he thought maybe he went over the top a little bit and he maybe recognised that. Which I think he probably did, but he wasn't wrong. And because he's a winner, he's a winner's mentality, and that's what he's trying to instill within the club. And I think he's done it. I think he's done the right thing today. I think he's done the complete right thing. Whether he believes that he got it wrong or not, I think to offer out that kind of olive branch to the supporters to say that, yeah, look, it's kind of on me. Look, I probably should have judged the situation a little bit better, but I still stand by it. We don't want him to not stand by it because you're not standing by your principles in that way, and then that can damage you more in the long run. I think it was just like incredibly one-off scenario, an extreme one-off scenario that, like I said, is very unlikely to happen again. So we won't be in the same position. To me, like, there was a lot of overreaction to it, and I said this on the other night, like, people comparing it to Conte and people comparing it to Mourinho and the kind of outburst that they've had. It's like nothing like that. Absolutely nothing like that at all. And I'm pretty sure that there are some aggregators or outlets or rival fans that want it to be terminal because they kind of revel in the idea of Tottenham falling apart and failing, which is why all the Arsenal fans were like, you know, even your manager thinks that you've got small club mentality and all this kind of stuff because it's making them feel better. It's kind of copium after what happened to them. So when in reality, he's actually come out and said, look, I got it a bit wrong. I got it a bit wrong. I didn't really understand it, which is completely fair enough. Like, I think he's gone about it the right way. I think he seemed a little bit down just because I think it's been a tough week. When something like that happens, you're never, like, we're probably the same now. Like, we probably still feel like a little bit deflated, but I think you're kind of coming out the other side of it. You know, like when something that kind of like, it's a bit over the top to say traumatic, but when you kind of, like you said, what he was saying about, he felt as if his integrity was going to be questioned. He felt as if this, and he's worked so hard as a manager. That is traumatic as a manager because it's you that has to deal with that. It's you that gets asked the question. So, you know, he's not going to be, you know, kicking his heels, la 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 la, walking into the press conference today. Like, it's never going to be like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's good that he's sort of drawn a line under it because it means we can kind of move on now and just forget that ever fucking happened. Because that's where I think that's where he probably wants to be now. That's where we all want to be. That's where we wanted to be from the minute the game ended. We all wanted it to be we wanted to forget about it and move on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's handled it with class and like a proper gaffer and one that we're all very excited to get. But I think he'll get an amazing reception on Sunday. I really hope he does.
Yeah, I think so.
I really hope he does because I think that acknowledgement that he might have overstepped the mark. It's not even overstepping the mark, is it? Like, it just got reading the room wrong. I think for him to come out and acknowledge it a little bit, even though you could make an argument to say that he didn't at all read the room wrong. Like, if you want to live in that world, but yeah, I don't think any Spurs fan thought less of him because of it. I just think that it was a
No.
painful experience for all of us to go through.
Yeah, I think fair play to him for sort of holding responsibility for nothing to do with the game, like, at all. It was literally the comment. Like you were saying, he's obviously going to feel low because he probably knew that because he left it open ended. And sort of, I think he realized he made a mistake as soon as he said it in the last press conference.
Yeah.
He knew then every question was going to be about his previous and bringing him back to that game, back to that
Yeah.
experience. So he obviously knew that he'd have to just every answer would just be justifying or explaining his sort of his mindset. Now the sort of smoke's cleared, and going back to that isn't a healthy thing. Everyone just wants to move on. But he's obviously been dragged back in, which he obviously expected. So I can understand why he's so low. I felt so sorry for him in the game because like, what he was saying as well, like I completely understand, I completely get it, and I felt for him so bad because 26 years career making it to the very top. You're managing the Premier League and you're managing at home against Pep Guardiola. In your head, you've reached the top. Like unless you're coaching Real Madrid or Barcelona, but this is like the peak. This is where dreams are coming true. You're face to face with Pep Guardiola, and you want to show that you can like battle with him. You can contest with him, and he's so competitive. That would be in his mindset, and in his head, he's thinking these are the games where the fans can be like behind us every attack we go on, and he would have been sat there feeling lonely and feeling isolated and feeling vulnerable. All of this, vulnerable, and that's why the anxiety is creeping in because all this hard work and effort to make it to the top, and the fans aren't. In probably his most pride, it probably would have been his proudest game so far, having a home game against Pep Guardiola and Man City, the best team in the world, and the way we played, and no one's behind him, no one. He must have felt so lonely. I understand 100% what he's saying.
Yeah. Do you think that the reason that he maybe felt even more down and aggravated was because he knows he actually coached a really good game, and it was almost that recognition of the fact that, like you're saying, that like if you strip all the kind of context around the Arsenal game away from it for a second, like for him on a personal level, like you said, that's him making it to the top. That's the pinnacle. A home game with something massive on the line for the Champions League against the best team in the world, which he came out and said today. Like he said that the City are the best team in the world.
Yeah.
And he almost knew that it would be very, very difficult to get a result. But do you think he almost felt like a little bit more let down because of the fact that he knows that to an extent, he kind of feels like, well, I did my job. I coached a really good performance against a really difficult opponent and you weren't with me. And I think naturally, like, you're going to feel a bit like that because I don't know, it's so difficult because he's naturally like an emotional guy anyway, with a lot of fire in his belly. I think he's kind of entitled to feel a little bit pissed off kind of going into that press conference because I think part of that disappointment comes from because he knew he did really well, and also like he was saying that the reason we've won so many games late on is because the crowd have got behind us, and like you said the other day, like it feels as if everyone was singing from the same hymn sheet, that's a really winnable game for Spurs because of how we actually played. You just needed that extra bit of oomph, that extra like 10% to get over the line.
Yeah, I do, because there's a correlation between Spurs in recent history and Ange's career, and the fact that there's so many misconceptions and there's so many dismissals of either the team, the club, the history, or the character or the person, or even today, which like epitomizes that, is him being asked about, oh, you played a false nine, like what's that about? And him saying there's a misconception about me, mate. I don't know what the fuck that accent was, but there is a misconception about him that he's been tweaking things all season long, and everyone's ignoring it because it's Ange ball and he's just playing for. This is fun to watch, isn't it? And there's always the mocking, patronising viewpoint on both Spurs. That always has been whenever we're trying to be serious, and Postecoglou. And this is a game where Postecoglou's try to prove himself, and he did because he managed a fantastic game and the players were unbelievable. And at the end of it, we're still getting mocked, saying that we're small, we're tiny, and that would have really hurt him because this is him proving he managed the game. He set up tactically to prove that doubt was wrong. Yet there's still a doubt over Tottenham's mentality and mindset and Yeah, because we're not perceived as winners and we're perceived as losers at the end of the day because we didn't go for it. But
we must
it's a
be
complicated situation.
we must be the. I was thinking about this earlier. We must be the biggest, most irrelevant club in the eyes of so many because most fans can't keep our name out their mouths. But when it matters, when you bring it up, it's like, well, Spurs are irrelevant. Spurs aren't anything, and Spurs aren't a big club. But then everybody's obsessed with how we act and how we operate, and our manager having a winning mentality, but us not deserving him. It's like I said, the kind of 180 from the Arsenal fans who were calling him a fucking fat, stupid Aussie bastard, overrated fraud of a manager who doesn't belong in this league, to saying that now Spurs don't even deserve him. Like, we're always the butt of the joke in some way. Like, we're always kind of the butt of the joke. And, you know, I think we've got to get to a point where we do everything in our power to make sure that isn't the case. But also just don't worry so much about how other people feel about us, because I don't know, like that's hard in football because you live in an echo chamber of like chronically online people who can't actually have proper discussions about football, and everything just becomes back to like fucking how many trophies you won or all this kind of stuff, rather than the kind of direction your club's going in, which again has been funny from Arsenal fans to see how the narrative has flipped in terms of like, oh, we should be really proud of this team and we've come such a long way and all this kind of crap. It's like, well, when we were saying that, it's not the same. So there is a lot of hypocrisy when it comes to the banter that Spurs do get laid at our door. But I think it's just about, I think it's what kind of Postecoglou is trying to move away from and kind of get rid of, because like you said, there is a synergy between the perception around him and the perception around Spurs that we can't be serious. We can't be, we can't act in like a proper way, or we can't act like a big club.
Yeah, but that's why I feel so strongly about the fact that we've now got a manager that we're most likely to be successful with. So I've worded that really wrong, but we've got a manager we're more likely to be successful with a manager like Postecoglou, who is a winner, who is so competitive, and he does everything, and he proved that again in his words after the game and his reaction and his emotion after the game. He is a winner, and he will do everything he can to win. But his journey represents Tottenham. Like the way we've hung in there, we've been written off. Thinking about when he went on TV and that anchor man was having a go at him for not getting the youth Australian team qualified for I can't remember the full context, but he's constantly being written off, saying you're not good enough. He worked his way right to the top. Whereas in comparison to the Mourinho's, the Contes, when they've like spoke out about the club, they feed the rival fans. They really feed the rival fans with that sort of ammunition, because they're just sort of agreeing with them, and they're putting Spurs down, and that, so that perception stays the same. Where Postecoglou isn't doing that, and he's just saying, look, I'm going to be here to change that, and it fills me with confidence. I just think he's not throwing anyone under the bus. He's not like the other managers, but he's just saying he's disappointed, but he's going to change this. It's not. Do you know what I mean? I'm so confident that we're going to win under him.
Yeah, me too. And this is what we were kind of saying the other day, wasn't it? And I saw a tweet from that Euro expert guy from The Athletic. He's great, and he said something earlier on, which kind of summed up what we were trying to sort of say the other day. What did he say? He said, I know this week has caused a lot of tension around Ange, but I seriously believe this is a good thing, plus not comparable to Conte. This is talking about the press conference. Conte threw a hissy fit because of off-field political issues. Ange just seems to hate losing, and even praised/defended the players post-City. It couldn't be more different. And anyone comparing the two situations is a fucking moron. Like, quite frankly, because again, it just feeds into the fact that Tottenham is banter club and people want to have the last laugh when it comes to Spurs. So initially they see a manager having a meltdown, in quotation marks, and all of a sudden it's the same situation all over again. It's like Spurs are here again, the manager doesn't want to be there, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, honestly, just get a fucking life, mate.
Yeah.
Get a life. Because it's never Spurs fans saying that. People, like I said before, people love to think that we're irrelevant but can't keep our name out their fucking mouths when it comes to shit like this. So what are we? Are we a big club or are we not in your eyes? It's just the perception around Spurs just needs to change. And I think that's what Postecoglou is working towards. There was a brilliant video that it's so funny because Optus Sport, obviously, who are an Aussie broadcaster, have done so much Ange content in the last kind of year since he's been in the Premier League. It was Optus that he did the interview with Schwarzer with last week before the game. And it's so funny because, like, when you think back to that interview, and I think we talked about it on the pod before Burnley, didn't we? About that interview that he did with Mark Schwarzer, saying that, you know, listening to some of the things that he was saying, how could you not feel incredibly positive about where we're going? And then we've gone from that. We've gone from the Liverpool game and him, you know, pointing his hand to his head and giving the message to the away fans, and then that message ahead of Burnley, that interview, that amazing interview. And then everything's sort of just not come crashing down, but everything's just, the balloon has just started to deflate a little bit. But if you feel like that needs pumping up, go and watch it's literally the latest video on their channel. Tim Cahill does an interview talking about Postecoglou when he was the Aussie manager. And it's more Ange pre-match motivation speech content, which you just will love to lap up. So
quality.
Again, if you want to feed the Ange
dopamine hit,
go and watch that because it's amazing.
Well, that's the thing, that he's not given the impression that he's going to leave, or this will eventually end in him leaving the club, or like Mourinho and Conte were, which allowed other rival fans to mock us. It's I think rival fans are thinking, fuck. That their perception of Postecoglou is starting to change with these words, thinking he's not a loser. This guy's serious, and the way he's talking is how every manager, every club would want a manager to say the same sort of things, because you're thinking, wow, he's not putting up with Europa League. He's not even going to be putting up with Champions League. He's a winner. He's been so consistent in that throughout the season. And you've seen the fear in the rival fans, and then they're now saying, Ange, leave.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you kind of made that comparison to Ten Hag the other day, saying that, like, whenever Man United lose a game, it's like, or win a game, it's like, well, at least it's Ten Hag in a job for like a few more weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
I saw his post-match rallying cry to the supporters on Wednesday after they beat Newcastle at Old Trafford. And it's basically exactly the same thing as what he said last year. And when you kind of have when you talk about Ange kind of in interviews and the sort of mentality that he's got and the things that he come out and says, and then you've got Ten Hag, who's supposed to be arguably the biggest or one of the biggest clubs in the world in Man United, and kind of the way that he conducts himself and the way that he operates in terms of like finding an excuse for absolutely everything, and, you know, continuing to talk about the offside that they got against Arsenal earlier on in the season and all that kind of stuff. Like, he does not belong there. He doesn't belong there. Whereas someone like Postecoglou does belong at a big club, and Tottenham are a big club. But he's got that mentality to sort of deliver in, I think, high pressure environments and do it his own way. And that's why I think like you said, I think we will be successful under him. I think part of it as well is putting pressure on the board. I think part of it is that, and I think again. I think you kind of said it right earlier, like his problem was, and it was almost like he was going in to face the music a little bit today in the press conference, because like you said, he kind of left it so like open-ended, and so like he sort of dropped the bomb and walked away, and didn't want to sort of skirt it around what he actually wanted to say when everyone's going, well, go on, if you brought it up, like let's hear it. But, you know, I think, like you said, I think there was an element of regret in that on his part. But I think it's all done and dusted now. I think it'll all blow. I think it'll blow over now. I think it's done. I think it's done. I think the conversation will continue. Obviously, it's continuing because we are talking about it, and everybody will be talking about it today. Anyone with kind of a Spurs platform, whether it's podcast or whatever, like everyone's going to kind of be giving their 2 cents on it. But I think after today, I think it's done. I really think it's done, and I think he's done the right thing to make it so.
Yeah, I mean, he's the type of person as well. If it's brought up again, he'd just be like, "Shut the fuck up, mate! I'm not talking about that anymore."
Literally,
he's the type of person to be like, "I'm not having it."
Did you notice though? He was kind of back today though, because he did say that when he got asked about the mentality changing within inside the club, he turned around and said to the guy, "Was like, well, it's not going to change within 24 hours, is it?" Like, it was like, it's kind of like, you know, he gave a sort of typical response, which was funny.
But yeah, again, it does fill you with confidence that we've definitely got the right man. And at the beginning, I think a lot of the fears were he's not a winner when he first come in, and he's put them to bed, that those sort of questions to bed. I mean, I'm just thinking about when we were linked with him and everything was no to Postecoglou.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking hell, what a turnaround.
I wonder if this will shut up the fucking. Oh, actually, let's not even go there.
You just did a Postecoglou, mate. You just
yeah, literally, I literally did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mate, it. Drop the bomb and let's walk away.
Yeah.
So for the final game this weekend, then, do you think Ange sort of shook going into it, or do you think he and the fans will come out harder than before, and put a statement win against Sheffield?
Well, I think the players and him will be hurting together because they went through the same experience of, they were the 12 people in that ground that wanted to win, so to speak, like in his eyes. So they had that sort of lived shared experience. So they will look to bounce back from that because they know that we still need a point to guarantee 5th place. And especially with the added context of it being Chelsea are the only team that can overtake us, where it's like, how have we got into this position?
Fuck me.
We were 18 points
Honestly.
above it. Did you see what Pochettino said earlier? Where he got asked about it, and he said that. He said, "Do you hope Spurs lose to?" And he said no. He said no. It was like we just have to do our job, and I was like, still.
It makes. I'm starting to do a U-turn on him. I was so angry with him, and I'm starting to.
That Chelsea team needs more. That Chelsea team needs more twats in it as well, because it's like it's not Chelsea.
Yeah, they've actually got ballers,
and they've actually got like players that you think they were actually all right. Like,
you've got like
they've got a likable manager, but I just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. So I will take Gallagher off them in the summer.
Yeah.
And hopefully that will slow their process down because he's been outstanding. Yeah. But Pochettino, like, stop fucking saying shit like that, Poch. Like, I want to hate you so bad.
If I see you with Dele Alli on Monday Night Football one more fucking time, Poch.
Well, he's leaving at Everton now. I think they confirmed it.
Oh, really?
On a free transfer. But they said they're going to continue sort of like his rehab, like with his injury.
Yeah.
Come back, Spurs, mate. Dele, we'll look after you.
Yeah.
So you think it'll be? We're going to go there with a point to prove. Do you know what? What would you do if we live in a world in a reality where Chelsea finish above us? We don't win, or we don't even draw. Chelsea finish above us. United win the FA Cup, and we're out of Europa League. Did we go in the conference? No.
Yeah, European football's guaranteed for Spurs.
Oh, okay, so we go to Conference League.
Yeah, because we can't finish lower than 6th.
Oh, so what would you do? Conference League football next year.
Whoa!
I hear silverware.
Exactly, it's the same anthem. So
yeah.
Vaguely similar looking trophy.
Just the colours, but we can get used to that. We can get used to the green.
No, in our luck, we'll go in it and they'll fucking change the song.
Yeah. Well, we got kicked out of technicality, didn't we? I know we lost like 3 games in it, but we got kicked out last time.
Ron.
Yeah.
Ron?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Ron. And we got kicked out. I can't remember. I just remember everyone being like, "Oh no,
yeah,
fuck,
oh shit." Not the Conference League, no.
What would you do?
I think we were all just angry because of how it happened, weren't we? Like, this is a piss take, but we're not that arsed. Like, when you think about that was a joke. Like, that was an absolute joke how we got kicked out of that. Like, but nobody.
Imagine that was Champions League, we get kicked out that way. That's the thing.
That would have been a disgrace. Even Europa League, that would have been a fucking disgrace.
Yeah. But what would you do if that's the reality?
Probably just, I don't know.
Start watching football.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go get the levy out protest.
yeah. Go and get the guitar. No, I think we can't not even draw that, surely. But
there's no way.
If anyone could, it's us. Let's be honest. It's one of them things again. Everybody is looking at it. It's probably like Man City, West Ham. Every other single fan in the country that's not a Spurs supporter is looking at that game thinking, well, Man City will roll them over easily. Everybody's probably looking at Tottenham, Sheffield United going, well, Tottenham will win that. Chelsea,
Yeah.
well, we ain't gonna finish 5th. You just wait. We'll do something, but I think we'll be fine.
Chelsea are playing away to Bournemouth as well, aren't they?
Yeah. No, I think it's at home to Bournemouth.
Well, that is a difficult game. Yeah,
Dom Solanke, can you do something for me?
Yeah, but even if I'd hate Chelsea to, just because of the circumstances of the season. They were talking, people were being like, Chelsea could get relegated and Spurs could win the league, and all of a sudden they have a chance to finish above us on the last game of the season. It's not going to happen. But I don't want to be in this world. That sounds horrible, but I don't want to be in this footballing world.
Yeah,
where that's a possibility or that happens.
Yeah,
but
I don't want to live in that reality.
Are we talking? I think United winning the FA Cup is. I mean,
we'll be fine. 5th or 6th, we'll be fine.
Don't say 6th, 5th.
5th. No, I mean just for Europa League, we'll be fine.
Yeah. That's what we want. That's what we wanted for ages.
Whoa. That's going to hit different on the fucking. That is going to hit different.
When we're on the way, daring and doing, on the way to the final.
Yeah, when me and my mates are on the way to Sturm Graz away next year.
Mate, they're the best. They're the best.
I can't wait. We were talking about this in the stadium on Tuesday. We were looking at like the prospective pots and stuff, and it was like we were looking at it, thinking, there's so many quality away days there, better than the fucking Champions League.
Yeah, like Prague and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to go to the Bernabeu.
No.
Why would I want to go to the Bernabeu when I can go to Slavia Prague away?
Yeah, exactly. Just get absolutely battered.
Yeah, get £1 fucking beers, get like cheap, I don't know, brasses. Joking. I was just thinking of the Gavin and Stacey thing. I'm just like, one word, beer. Another word. No, what was it? One word, beer.
I haven't actually seen it.
2 more words.
Tits
up. Another word, tits. Nutter lights.
But yeah, I mean they are the best. I mean they are the sort of best like trips to go on with your mates. And
that's
where you'll be going Europa League.
Do you know what I found? I sort of read something earlier, sort of talking about West Ham, because I was doing another podcast before this. I was doing a podcast for the Plastic Fan Pod with Josh Barnes, who's a legend, fellow slug, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
Mate, me and him went head to head with the fucking Ainsley.
Shit, that was Josh Barnes.
Yeah.
He was there.
Was he? Was he at the thing?
I don't know.
No. He did it on live radio, didn't he?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that is Josh.
We got sent to Ainsley Harriet.
That was it.
Me, Josh, and Buddy the Elf. He won.
Yeah, obviously that was class.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, no, I did a pod with him just before this, and he sort of asked me that same question about like Conference League and stuff, and I said that. Did you see this thing about David Moyes? What he said today about what some West Ham fans said to him? Mad.
Yeah, fuck me, that's ridiculous. Who do they think you are? I mean,
who
do you think you are? Who do they think they are?
It was like it made me. He said like it made me quite sad. I was like, oh, David. Oh, mate.
Yeah, at least our manager's not a wet wipe with his.
Yeah. You're gonna cry, David, are you? No, it's fine. It was bang out order.
That was bang out, but yeah. I mean, I did see that, but then that just makes you repulse the Conference League, because if West Ham fans are saying that about winning it,
they're too good for it.
Fuck me, I do not want to be in that competition.
What did he say? He was like, "Oh well, we only beat Fiorentina and whoever it was." It was like, for context, basically, if you've not seen this, David Moyes' last press conference obviously was today before the last game of the season. He said that some West Ham fan basically said to him, was it when they lost to Crystal Palace?
I don't know. I don't know the actual
they got. I think it was they got battered by Palace a few weeks ago, and I don't know whether he went over to the supporters or something, or he met a supporter after the game or bumped into him. And basically, the West Ham fan said that like, oh, the Conference League win meant nothing, and because we only beat like these shitty teams. And it was like, Jesus Christ, just like fucking hell.
Who do you think you are?
Like, it's bad enough when like, other fans say that. It's like, oh, you didn't beat anyone, but when you got your own fans saying it to your manager, I was like,
yeah, that's fucking brutal, isn't it? He's just won you a bit of silverware.
Yeah,
after all those years.
When you think that's probably how Postecoglou felt a little bit on Tuesday, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, I mean that dickhead giving an abuse behind the behind the dugout. I mean, he would have been like, "Oh my god, I mean, he said it's his own. It's his own fan. That's why it hurt. That's why he snapped. So you think it will be a win against Sheffield United, don't you?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think so. I don't even want to spend too much time on Sheffield United because we haven't actually even announced this yet. But this pod is going to be mainly season awards. I know it's 40 minutes in, but it is going to be mainly like season awards.
Stick around.
But just the last couple of things on Sheffield United.
If you're still here, comment potato
Okay.
in the YouTube comments.
Everyone just comment potatoes, and then we know how long you stuck around for. Yeah, legends. So what I was going to ask is well, let me find it on the running order. Well, could we see Dane Scarlett, Mikey Moore, etc. play in this game, or do you reckon just let's not fuck about, let's get the job done and maybe bring them on like we did with this time last season? Ryan Mason brought on, I was going to say Daniel Craig. Fuck me, he didn't bring on James Bond. Matthew Craig and then George Abbott as well. That would have been such a twist. Daniel Craig's coming on.
Maybe Emerson Royale is going to score a goal like Lucas Moura did in his last game.
Get lifted up.
Because he's off, isn't he, Emerson? He's off. AC
Well,
Milan.
actually, Leeds, yeah, Emerson, really quick. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's going to be like, can your right back make a compilation of him playing the Garden? Can he make a music video of, what was it? Some music video.
Kid being bored, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, he's going to be missed. I said this the other day. I said this on a TikTok video earlier. Do you think, has Emerson Royale achieved cult hero status at Spurs? Do you think?
100% he'll be remembered in a fond way, despite him being atrocious. The thing is, he gave us all every single game.
And
when he got booed, he bounced back, and he had a good, strong period. But also,
he didn't deserve that.
Vibes he brought to the club. Him posting the
Can we just keep him as like on contract for like to be in the dressing room, like not even play? I don't want him to go.
Just keep paying him the same wages. He's just not. He's not like obligated to play for us at all. I mean,
like a hype man.
Yeah, like a cheerleader. He'd be perfect at that. And he can make like compilations of like the dressing room and that. The thing is, I do think he will have what was it, cult hero status? 100%. Just because that's everything you want at a cult hero. He's just so funny. Do you remember when he posted him dancing before the North London Derby? Got fucking sent off. Yeah. Everyone fucking snapped. I didn't see him back in a Spurs shirt after that yet. He fucking found his way back. Fair play to him. And fucking AC Milan ain't a bad move. Danny Rose was twerking for that.
Yeah,
and Danny Rose was one of our best ever left backs.
Do you reckon Emerson's in the training ground today going, any news on Milan, Daniel?
Yeah, but this time he actually has news on Milan. They just 30 mil. We're about to make a profit on you.
Yeah, you're their number one right back target apparently. I was like,
that's fucking mental.
Have you seen him this season?
I think he'd be good in Serie A, actually.
I think so. The thing is with Emerson, when his job is to defend, he's not bad.
Yeah, that's his own. That needs to be his only job. Otherwise, he just gets overwhelmed, I think.
Yeah. Comment your favourite Emerson Royale moment in the comments as well, and let us tweet us as well, because mine would probably be the no-look pass against Sporting Lisbon, I think.
Well, I was just about to say, what a plot twist if that was a nervous twitch, him doing that. Yeah, like when he's on the ball, when he's in an attacking area, he doesn't know what to do. He just has a little nervous twitch. And when he like every time he passed, he'd do it. And then everyone was like, "What's he doing? He's doing a no-look pass." We
all think that he's like trying to be like prime jogger Benito. Like in his head, when he's running down the wing, it's like, "Oh, yeah, oh, wow." Actually, he's just nervous.
He's thinking or he's thinking about the comp before it even happens. Like he plans what he's going to have in the game, what he's going to do in the game. He has to do this for his producers being like, Emerson, fucking at least 2 no-look passes. I'm thinking about the comp.
Yeah, like the Ant and Deck Saturday Night Takeaway meme where it's like, now do the no-look pass.
Yeah, we're like 4-0 down. Conte's his wig's about to fall off from the touchline. Stellini's like,
Emerson, do this
shit.
Now do the no-look pass now.
Right, Emerson, now score against Man City.
Yeah. Oh no.
Anyway, he will be missed, Emerson Royale.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the Sheffield United game. This is the worst preview to a game ever. We haven't actually spoke about, but
I
then
don't think anybody gives a shit, or anyone is
no,
like, what's going to be like the tactical approach to Sheffield United away?
false nine.
Yeah, exactly. False nine again. Kulu in the 9.
I
Scarlett.
wouldn't mind that.
No, I wouldn't
Marky
either.
Moore.
Yeah.
So do you think Dane Scarlett, Marky Moore are gonna get some game time?
Yeah, I think so. I think they'll come off the bench. Look, if you brought him off the bench against Man City at 2-0 down, then he's going to bring him off the bench against Sheffield United, isn't he?
Would you start Dane Scarlett up front?
Could do, but we still have got to get a point. Maybe he'll score a hat-trick.
Maybe. What if this is the start of Dane Scarlett's Harry Kane arc?
Yeah. Imagine if Dane Scarlett scores a deflected free kick in the last minute on Sunday.
Saves Postecoglou's job.
Yeah, I can hear
that saved Poch's job, didn't it?
It did, yeah. I can hear the comp music already. Come on, meet you. Tell you I'm sorry. I don't know why that song came into my head.
Hometown Glory. That one hit
in my
hometown. Mate, don't bring me back to this time last year. Not this time last year, but actually this game last year, Kane scored his last professional goal for Spurs.
Yeah,
Leeds were already relegated as well, just like Sheffield.
No, they could have gone down on the final. Like it went to the final. Fucking Allardyce was the manager, wasn't he?
Fuck me, yeah.
I was out. It was mine and my girlfriend's anniversary, and we were out having a nice steak meal, and just seeing the pictures of Lucas Moura scoring.
Dining on that Lucas Moura dub.
Yeah, unreal. And Leicester went down, so it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, they did. Oh, both up now, Leeds and Leicester. Actually, fuck me, not Leeds, but they do look fucking unreal.
Yeah, Southampton are 1-0 up at the moment, so
probably a Southampton Leeds player final. But
yeah. What's your favourite final day memory for Spurs? We haven't had many spectacular ones, have we?
Fuck, final day memory. Well, this ain't favourite, but I just got flashbacks to Newcastle when they were relegated.
Yeah,
they fucking spanked. I mean, I'm getting nervous. I don't get nervous, but starting to get a little bit shaky. You know what I mean? I don't know. What about you? I need time to think. Actually,
I remember. We've had so many like nearly moments on the final day. Like, do you remember the Bale Sunderland goal? Where
AVB. He was crying into AVB's shoulder.
Yeah. Funny Newcastle done us a favour. I remember a few years before that, Pavlyuchenko scored like an unreal brace against Birmingham, and that got them relegated. I was there for that. That was fun.
I'm trying to think of final days.
I vividly remember being an 8-year-old kid in my nan and granddad's house, watching the lasagna gate unfold.
Yeah,
that was horrible. That was tough to take.
Comment down below, everyone. If I actually can't think, mine's gone blank. But comment down below on your ones.
I'm just trying to think if there's any like funny ones.
Yeah. No, I can't think. I'm trying to think like lockdown. Do you remember like the lockdown season?
Leicester,
that was like a blur. Leicester. Oh yeah, that was a great game.
It was like half lockdown that one. What was the actual lockdown one? Oh, we drew to like Palace away, didn't we? And Mourinho was like celebrating when we got Europa League.
Yeah. Lo Celso set up Kane, didn't he? Or was that the case? I mean, I think my favourite one would be Spurs Leicester. Was it 5-4? Was that the last game of the season?
Oh no, I wasn't even thinking of that. Yeah,
but no, I know that. But that I think that would be my favourite.
Were you there for that? Were you there?
Nah, were you?
Yeah.
That was so good.
Walker Peters was on fire.
Yeah, he was. Lamela was unbelievable.
Lamela hat trick, was it?
No,
Lamela got a hat trick.
Did he?
I think. Kane got 2. I'm sure. I think Lamela got a hat trick. You know.
Yeah, one of them was a bit of like a deflected goal, wasn't it?
We scored like 4. We scored like 3 goals in like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, but comment down below your favourite final day memories, and I think a lot of you will have like more memories than Ben and I as well.
Yeah, never mind.
We want to hear about it.
He scored 2. Got robbed of an own goal.
Okay, but he was involved, wasn't
he? Yeah.
I just want to ask. So, like when that Kulusevski goal went in the reverse fixture, where were your expectations lying for the remainder of the season, and like, is this season something to be proud of, do you reckon? Or a season that makes you think like what could have been?
No, a bit of both. Like you can't not think that like what could have been, but in reality, when you zoom out a little bit, we were probably going to have an injury crisis at some point. We were probably going to have like a poor run of form at some point. It could have, who knows? We could have gone on a Leicester run where it was like we never looked like we were going to lose. But I look back on that game with immense fond memories. That whole period of like the Sheffield United game, the Arsenal game, the Liverpool game felt like the start of something, and we're still on that journey. It's not stopped. Like we just had a few bumps in the road. We're taking a wrong turn here and there, but we're back on the road now. That Kulusevski goal was just. That's when you just thought, what is happening? Like something's happening there.
Yeah.
Because again, like when we were saying about last week when we were talking about the Champions League. I know this is like minuscule in comparison to that, but like the run to the Champions League final, like that don't happen to us. The luck, the sort of little bit of luck that we got and stuff, it was like that don't happen. These things don't happen to Spurs. And I know it was only Sheffield United, but my public enemy number one of Wes Foderingham was made that day. That was the worst time waste I've ever seen at Spurs. And like sometimes where you can't really feel like you actually celebrate a goal that much, you're so focused on being like, that's your fucking fault, you dickhead. Well done. You've wasted so much fucking time.
Send that to your fucking friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, literally. But no, it was unbelievable. Fucking carnage. Have you seen that video from that day of the Kulusevski goal from behind the stands? I dug it out because I was doing some work on a video for something. And it's this amazing video of the Kulusevski goal from like behind the goal in the south stand. And the guy that's filming is like, go on! Oh! It's like absolute bedlam. I need to find. I found it because I'll dig it out and I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Do you
maybe we can post it on Twitter? So
yeah, that's a good idea. Is there a part of you that regrets the post-match celebrations or not?
No, not at all. Football fans are fucking vilified for living in the
Yeah,
moment.
that's true.
No, absolutely
Yeah,
not.
that is true.
If
and there was so much more to play, actually, looking back.
Yeah, it's just like people acting like, we were celebrating winning the league. It's just like fucking shut. Like it's just exhausting. Just get out. Worry about your own team.
It did give them ammunition though, but then again, that's going to happen in football. Like you get gimps like that.
Yeah, mate.
Every
single thing that happens on a football pitch these days is ammunition for something.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, that is true. Yeah, I mean the game, our last game against City, one of our best performances of the season. And we took it to. We played against City this season both times better than Arsenal have against City, and yet we've labelled as weak.
It's funny that you could argue that settling for a 0-0 draw at the Etihad is a small club.
Oh, mate, that video. I mean, I'm worried they could still do it. I mean, they can still do it, but that video that's been circling around of AFTV
is going to go nuclear.
The final whistle.
Yeah.
Yes! Well done, Arsenal.
that video, City win the league, is going to go triple platinum.
Oh my god, mate! That's when they lost it and they covered it. Yeah. I mean, talking about weak mentalities, fucking settle for a draw there, mate.
Exactly.
So let's go to season awards. What we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to rank the players from 1 to 10, but at the same time. So Ben, I'm gonna go through our whole team, and we're just gonna go 3, 2, 1, and then after 1, we're gonna say not 3, 2, 1, go 3, 2, 1. And we're gonna say our number that we're gonna give them. So let's say 6 is average.
Yeah.
Below 5.
6 is massive, isn't it?
Yeah. To be fair, that is pretty big. I'd say about 3.5 is probably average, isn't it? Yeah. Let's say 6 is the average, and then 1 to 10. Start with Ange Postecoglou. Okay, ready? Oh wait, are we doing 0.5s or what?
I was just thinking that. That was the exact thought that went through my head. Yeah, chuck a point. If you want to chuck a 0.5 in there, chuck a 0.5.
Cheeky 0.5. Okay. And we're not going to piss about and say like 0.2 and shit.
No. 0.5 or
round it up. Yeah. Okay. I'll actually give him a 8.1.
Yeah.
Okay, Ange Postecoglou, ready? 3, 2, 1, 8.5.
Ooh.
Pretty close. Okay, so why 8?
It's just been a breath of fresh air, isn't it? It's just been brilliant, and there is so much more to come. There's been a few bumps in the road and there's been a few negatives, but yeah, he's the right manager, 100%. It can't be a 10 and it can't be a 9 because we have if we got into the Champions League, it'd be a 9, 100%.
Mm.
Could be. It could even be a 10, but I'm going to give him an 8.
I've never felt this way about a manager. Like for the first season as well, and the amount of things he's put to bed about the perception of him, and you know what? Even Poch didn't have this mentality. I don't know. I mean, you were going somewhere under Poch, it really felt like that.
Yeah,
but he never showed that winning mentality that Postecoglou's shown. Postecoglou looks ruthless, and Pochettino always had a little bit of fragility to him. There was a little bit of vulnerability, but yeah, Postecoglou was pretty bulletproof, to be fair. Okay, you ready? Vicario. And you got to throw in the context, obviously. We've spoken about this so many times for Postecoglou. Vicario, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I need to think. 3, 2, 1, 7.5.
Oh,
okay, decent.
Yeah, I'd go an 8.
Why 8?
He's had a couple of shaky moments, but again, I think there's been a lot of lazy, almost punditry around that, and actually, like, I think when you talk about set pieces and stuff, and him not being brave enough to come off his line, all that crap, but it's just like it's more about, I think, a defensive unit rather than him as an individual. Look, there have been things that he could have done better. I think he has looked uncomfortable for crosses at times from corners, but I think it's been an excellent signing. And again, when you kind of factor in the context of the price tag as well, I think it's got to be an 8.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when we signed him, remember the whole sort of like the discourse of us not signing Raya, and then when we went for Vicario, there was compilations again writing him off, just like Postecoglou was written off. There was compilations of every goal he conceded, and then like someone was like, "All right, I'll fucking do the same to David Raya just to put a bit of perspective on it," and everyone was like, "Oh, fair, like goalkeepers."
He's actually a good goalkeeper.
Yeah. But a lot of the like same recurring themes was corners not coming off his line, sticking to the, and I think this is something that he's had to adjust throughout the Premier League, and he's not used to doing that. But he's not helped by. It'll be interesting to see next year. Say we recruit a lot of big players in the summer, because that's the sort of like meta at the moment. Be interesting to see how he copes in that area, being surrounded by big blokes. And the personnel around him, but unbelievable. I mean, finally, Lloris's successor, but it's not even just that; it's the mentality he shows on the pitch and the passion he shows, and for your first season and being 27 for 16 mil, fuck me, it's unbelievable. Fraser, are we going to do Fraser Forster? Nah, fuck that off. Dragusin, he's obviously played. He hasn't played too much, but from what you've seen so far, really quick.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, 6. Yeah, pretty average. He had a really good performance against City. Promising sign, but I don't know. There's not much to judge him off. Emerson Royale. 3, 2, 1, 5. Yeah, why?
Tries, doesn't he? He does try.
Yeah, he does. I mean, you got to put in perspective that shift he put at centre back.
Yeah,
he's looked more comfortable at centre back in the system than a left back. He's looked very fragile,
or a right back,
or a fucking right back. Yeah. I mean, he's so limited, but he really did. He did himself proud playing centre back.
Yeah,
and obviously we were so much worse off with it, but he can't help that. He did his best, and I'd say a 5, and good luck to him at AC Milan. Yeah. Romero. Oh fuck! 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 9.5.
Oh no! Why did I say 8?
8.
Why did I say 8, mate? I didn't mean that.
Change it.
Go on, no, do it again.
Okay.
I didn't mean that. Why did I say 8?
This is the real quiz. 3, 2, 1, 9.5. Okay.
No,
why 9?
Because he's been our. Look, we can do our awards after this. He's been excellent. He is the most underrated centre back in Europe. Period. He's absolutely fantastic and has really stepped up for Spurs this season. So for me, massively overlooked in terms of best centre back in the league shouts as well. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying that he's in that conversation. But superb. Yeah, absolutely.
It's the leadership he's shown, and it's like it actually just fucking gets you going. Like
Yeah.
the passion he shows for the shirt and how he's taken that role onto the pitch
Yeah.
and he's just played with a different type of swagger and a different type of confidence this season. And obviously,
Yeah.
it's because he's not. I mean, we're playing in a season where we get to see the best of him. He's not fucking one player next to Dyer and Sanchez and who else, Longley and and two, because he's not parked inside his own box. He's actually able to express himself, and you can see the enjoyment he has in doing that. In playing up the pitch and going on mental runs and being allowed to have that freedom in his defending to express how good he actually is. And he has gone under the radar, but his time will come when people will think, fuck me, Romero, like he's someone to be scared of. What is he, only 20, 26, 20, 20, 27, 26, 26, fuck me. I mean, his potential is scary. Pedro Porro, 3, 2, 1, 8.5.
7.5.
Okay. So why 7.5?
I think his performances towards the back end of the season haven't been quite as strong. He's been one of our best players, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. Maybe that's harsh. Maybe 7.5 is harsh. I mean, 7.5 is still really good, but I think I can't quite go that high. I don't think. I think he's been great, but 7.5.
Yeah, I mean, 8.5, 7.5. I just think he's, I think his attacking numbers has been outstanding, but he's improved so much on his defensive work, and he took everyone by surprise at the beginning of the season. Everyone was even writing him. There's a common theme with players being written off, and that could be Ange's philosophy and character rubbing off on him. All these players have been written off in the last few years, or in the system. Porro was written off in the system. The only person I knew that supported him or said he was going to be in doing well in the system was John Bass from the Fighting Cock. He was saying he's a right back. He can play right back. He can do it. He can do it. And everyone was going, he's not good enough defensively. He's been fantastic. But there's been a few vulnerabilities to him that's been shown recently. But mate, he's played. How many games has he played? How many games? And next year, hopefully, we have a little bit of rotation or that proper competition. Because Emerson Royale's been his deputy. So there's been such a reliance, and he's dealt with that pressure well, and that the physical demands well.
Yeah. Do you remember the start of the season when everybody was saying that, like, if we can't play a Doggy and Porro, like we've got to play Emerson, or like we've got to play Porro and Davis, or like Emerson and a Doggy?
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Not me.
Not me. Ben Davis, 3, 2, 1, 10.
6.5. Oh,
so, I'd say about 7. I think 7.
Yeah, steady Eddie, General Ben.
Really reliable.
He did his job.
Yeah, that's his job. He did himself proud, actually, Ben Davis. And again, a lot of people wrote him. Actually, to be fair, a lot of people thought he'd be quite good in the system. He hasn't really. He's been playing the majority of his time filling in left back, and he's been unbelievable when he has played. But Van der Ven, 3, 2, 1,
10.
9, 10.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just pretty flawless, isn't he?
Which, again, I'm not going to say who my player of the season is, but that might surprise you that I've given him a 10. But I just think in terms of the way that he's adapted to the league, I don't necessarily think he has been our best defender, but I just think for, again, the kind of context around it at the start in terms of like people didn't think that he might adapt to the Premier League that well. He was seen as the cheaper option. I think he's been absolutely phenomenal. He's not really put foot wrong at all in any game. He's played.
No.
So, and our win, other than the kind of the last few weeks, but going into those games, the kind of win percentage without him in the team and with him in the team, like it's just such a different side. So I think up until that game up until the run where we'd lost that 4 on the bounce, it was like, I think we'd only lost one game in the league where he played 90 minutes, which was Wolves at home. So he's incredible.
You know what's amazing is when rival fans are saying, or commentators are just being like, this guy is unbelievable. And I mean, I know he's very flashy and very aesthetically pleasing. So people are going to pick him up. Yeah. No points, 0 points. But that's such a good feeling because you're thinking people can see the potential and see the potential in this partnership. And when you go from Clement Longley, and I know he got Champions League football with Aston Villa, but fuck me, was he a shit footballer? I mean, okay, he was all right, but if you imagine him playing in a high line, Jesus Christ,
without treading water.
Oh my God, it would. I'd rather Nicholas Sewell from Dortmund
Yeah,
after the photos emerged of him today.
the,
I'd rather
preg-
him.
the pregnant centre half.
Yeah, generally, like what an upgrade and what a player. A doggy. 3, 2, 1,
9.
8.5. 9. Yeah.
Yeah,
Little word on a doggy then.
Yeah, he's been the best fullback for me. I think he's been superb. I absolutely love him. I think he's got real kind of unlimited potential. Really, I think he's been superb. Again, the way he's taken to the Premier League. Look, Porro had a bit of a shaky first few months last season, but the doggy has come in younger. Again, look, I don't want it to come across as like I don't rate Porro as much, but a doggy for me is he's just unbelievable. I love him.
Yeah.
So I think he's had an amazing season. It's just such a shame that how it kind of ended for him, really. But yeah,
I think people are realizing how much of a miss he is when now he's not in the squad, and how I mean we've had to change the shape to accommodate for his loss. And yeah, he's integral to the system and the way he carries the ball into midfield. I mean, I don't know the stats now, but at one point he had the most dribbles in midfield, did he, in the Premier League, and from left back, and voted for young player of the season, young Premier League player of the season, his first year, as a joke. Ollie Skip, let's just do bash through the last couple, but these next couple quick is Oliver Skip, 3, 2, 1, 5. Yeah. He he played okay in the invert, like in that fullback role, but overall, and Man United, he had a good game. He started the first game against Brentford, but yeah, I think he'd be disappointed with this season, and it's not like he's been bad. It's just he's not really had that consistent run of games, has he? Højbjerg, 3, 2, 1, 6. Yeah, I think he's been.
Yeah, he's actually been pretty decent. Yeah, he's been pretty decent whenever he's played as well, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, he still has Højbjerg moments, but
like Tuesday.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, you can't ask for anything more than, if you're unhappy at a football club, you're going out and you're wearing a shirt and you're dying for the players around you and your manager and put 100% effort in. And that's very rare nowadays to have a mindset like that when you're unhappy.
Yeah.
Not throwing his toys out the pram. Everyone knows he's not going to be happy with the gameplay, but he's done his lot. If this is last season, he's done us proud, Højbjerg, in a Højbjerg way.
Your Pierre,
my warrior. Yeah. Bissouma, 3, 2, 1, 7.
Yeah. I think Bissouma. I think. Well, we talked before about when I said I did my end of season awards video on TikTok, and one of my categories was overhated, and I don't think we're going to do it in our one, but Bissouma was really a consideration for me because I think that maybe we all went a little bit over the top on the criticism. I think a little bit. I thought it was excellent. Obviously, the first 10 games. Yes, we didn't quite see the same level, and I think it's a shame that he got injured for the last couple because I think he was getting back there. I think he was definitely getting back there. I think it's been a good season for Bissouma. Look, you do need to find that level of consistency with him, but he's an excellent player, and I think he's had a good season.
Yeah, he's a confident player, isn't he? I mean, I don't think I do worry about him next year. I do, but he is a confidence player, and when you can keep that sort of consistency around him, I think he thrives as well. He was thriving he was doing so well in the beginning of the season when he had such a solid foundation, and every single game we were playing with Van de Ven, Romero, Maddison, Sarr around him, Bissouma, and he had so much confidence. And all of a sudden, he started being a bit shaky with his performances, and then everything was dismantled around him. So when he was trying to fight for that form, he was then playing with Emerson Davis behind him, trying to collect the ball of them two. And there is a quality drop around him. But yeah, I think he has it in the locker to bounce back. And I do worry about him being a scapegoat, but I think he's a class footballer. He's class. The teams double up on him for a reason. James Maddison, 3, 2, 1, 8.
7.5.
7.5, yeah. What do you think about James Maddison? Do you reckon we've seen the best of James Maddison, or do you think he can get better?
No, I don't think we have. I hope we haven't. I really hope we haven't. Because, again, excellent those first 10 games. Haven't quite seen the same level of consistency since then. I think him and Bissouma are very much in the same ballpark, really. And I think you expect more because you know the quality that they do have. So it's been a shame to not see either of them at quite the level. But again, a little bit like Bissouma, I thought Maddison over the last few games has actually got back there or got near to being back to his best, I think. I think that rhythm is sort of catching up almost with him again, and actually again being left out the side for Chelsea and for Liverpool, I think maybe is a little bit of a rocket up the arse for him. So yeah, no, I've enjoyed I thought Maddison was great against Burnley. I really enjoyed his performance, and I thought he was good against City as well. So I think he's ended the season strong. Hopefully goes out with a bit of a bang on Sunday, because it's the sort of game where you think he could really thrive.
Yeah. Lo Celso, 3-2-1, 7.
5.
Really?
Like, he's had his moments.
If you're not
Like,
fit, you're not it.
It just really irritates me, because it's like there's so much quality there, but it's useless if you don't see it hardly any often. He's played over 100 games for Spurs, but played 9 full 90 minutes. It's not good enough. And again, it's hard to judge that off this season, because he, like I said, I think he's played 22 games in the Premier League, off the bench and starting and stuff. And he has been good, but it's just, really frustrating.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. Yeah.
No, definitely, yeah.
Ryan Sessegnon, we're going to skip.
Yeah.
just to be nice to him.
Out of respect.
Out of respect for Ryan Sessegnon's fucking knees. Actually, what is his? Is it his ankles? What is his injuries? Kulusevski, 3-2-1,
6.5.
Yeah, I think he's been really average over the course of the season. He's been very, very average, and he doesn't fill you with a lot of excitement like he did the beginning of the last season and last season. I mean, actually, last season he wasn't even that good either, to be honest.
He had moments. It was it's kind of been a bit similar to last season in the sense that he's had his moments and had some amazing performances. Like when you think of that run where we played City away, Forest away, he was incredible.
Was immense.
Unbelievable in that game. So, and a bit like last season, you think about the Leeds home game and stuff like that, it was unbelievable. But yeah, more to come. It's been disappointing in terms of, again, the inconsistency. Again, he's played in a lot of different positions, but I think he's been good, but disappointing. I think at times,
because he could do more. He
can play.
Yeah. Matassar, 3-2-1,
9,
8.5, 9. Yeah. He's been unbelievable.
A bit of a shaky end to the season. I thought he was excellent on Tuesday, to be fair.
Yeah. 9, mate. And not many players can shift the position like that.
Mate, he's got so much ability. He's frightening, the potential that he's got. I think it's been an amazing season for him personally. Look, he probably hasn't been a 9, but I think it's for him in terms of the context of where he's at in his career to consistently perform like that. He's been immense. So yeah, I've been really happy with Sarr.
Yeah. Rodrigo Bentancur, 3-2-1,
6.5.
Yeah, I think we haven't seen the best of him. But that's expected. We can't be too harsh on him.
No.
After that injury. Sonny.
Yeah.
3-2-1,
7.5. Well, maybe am I being a bit generous, or am I being?
No, because he has carried us through some certain games. It's just some games he's just disappeared, and I think there's been a bit of I think he's confused on what his position is. I think Postecoglou's a little bit. He's flip flopped on it. I think the fans have flip flopped on it. The amount of debates that have come and gone of no, he's a fucking striker. No, he's a winger. I mean, we've had it ourselves, and I still don't even know. I'm still changing my mind every 5 seconds on what position. He can play both. It's just what's his best position. I don't know.
I think the second half of the season, in terms of going away and for the Asian Games and stuff, has caught up with him a little bit as well, which is something that I know that we haven't had the demands of European football and stuff, but to have that. For him to, his season was kind of disrupted through that. He has to travel a hell of a long way. He's not getting any younger, is he either? I think he's had a good season, especially considering kind of what he went through last year in terms of the injuries and stuff that he had then and stuff. So no, again, disappointing at times, but been pleased with Sonny overall. Yeah,
brilliant captain, and he's going to lead us to something. He will.
Yeah.
Richarlison, 3-2-1, 7. Is that because he ain't been available?
Yeah, if he'd have been available
at the beginning of the season. Sorry, I just cut you off.
No.
What about him?
Yeah, if he'd have been available for basically 10 more games than he was, I think we'd be looking at an 8 or a 9, because I think he would have scored. He's on 12 Premier League goals now, and if he'd have continued that kind of ratio over that period of form before he got injured again, then I think we would have seen at least a 16, 17, 18 goal season from him, pushing 20. So that's what's frustrating. And again, it makes the conversation around keeping him for next year a lot harder. But no, it's been a good season. So much better than last year.
Oh,
unbelievably different to last year.
We're saying that a lot about a lot of players, aren't we? But it just shows the transformation of the club. I mean, Richarlison, he's had his form has been and fuck me, can't speak. I'm having a stroke. The antithesis of the majority of our players, in the fact that he didn't start well when everyone was flying, and he's finished the season well flying, and everyone started to slow down. And I mean, he's been a shining light in 2024, in the fact that it's just before Christmas, he just come alive, like his form come alive, and obviously it's down to him. Most importantly, it's down to the actions he took off the pitch and the help he received, and for that sort of the mentality he's shown, I'll give him an 8. But he's been fantastic, and again, you're torn whether there's nothing about him that I think not good enough. It's his availability that concerns me, and whether he'll be happy being a striker off the bench if we bring in a number one, like a set in stone number one, because he's been rotating with Son up front, and that's not enough. It's not enough in the Premier League, and it's not enough, especially when we're in Europe next year. But I've loved Richarlison, especially the second half of the season for Richarlison. And then who's next? Werner, Timo Werner. 3, 2, 1, 6.5.
Yeah,
he's been fine. I wouldn't sign him. I don't think I'd sign him, but he's been fine. He was a good addition. Sort of helped us a little bit. Smart loan, but I don't think I'd sign him. Brennan Johnson. This would definitely split opinions on it. 3, 2, 1,
6.5.
7.5. 6.5. Why 6.5?
I think a good go between that is a 7. I think, I think we're in we both kind of feel similar. We're in the right kind of area. I think again, the performances haven't necessarily stacked up to the output, but I think that's what you expect from a player like that. Really, I think again, I think he's a bit of a victim of the hole in our squad for the need of a dribbly 1v1 kind of pacey wing that's going to take people on. And I think a lot of people want him to be that when he's actually not that. Yeah. He could grow into that over time, but he's better at attacking the space and being in the right position, that's where he's been most effective. And again, when you look at the numbers that he's put on the board, it's hard to argue with him being a success so far. And there's a lot more to come. But I think, the performances at times haven't been quite good enough, but I think we're on the right path with Johnson 100%. So, yeah.
I think it's an interesting one because there was an expectation of an Ange winger when he come in, and Johnson weren't that. And we obviously signed him because of the opportunity there, homegrown numbers, and we'd obviously appreciated him for a long time. And Ange apparently really, really wanted him. But I think if the narrative on him would be completely reversed if he was signed this summer and not last summer. If we'd gone out and signed that dribbly winger, which everyone expected us to do, and then we added Brennan Johnson, people would be going, look at what's going to happen. Brennan Johnson's going to be attacking that space. He's electric on the counter. He's going to be getting the ball run to the byline, etc. But I think the emphasis has been on the lack of what you're saying, the lack of that dribbly winger and that composure. Because he can be quite erratic. And it can be quite frustrating, but again, he's still trying to find his feet. Sometimes you can't hit the ground running, and there's been glimpses of what he can be for Spurs. And I'm hopeful for him. Lastly, Manos Solomon. Actually, there's two: Manos Solomon and Brian Gill.
Should we do them together?
Yeah,
they're basically the same, isn't
it? Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
2.
11. So
what's that average out to? 6?
Yeah. Can we do minus? I mean,
they've both been shit. Let's face it.
I'll always remember you, Manos Solomon, for your cameo against Burnley. But it's time to go. No, I mean Brian Hill, Manos Solomon.
Same shit. Same shit. Different player.
Different player. Ben, do you want to do the rest of the season rankings this episode or after the Sheffield United game?
As in the awards?
Yeah.
Should we save the awards for Monday?
We could save it for Monday. I'm aware that we're sort of dragging with time.
Someone could pop up and become player of the season on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do
The
it.
Brian Hill fucking redemption arc starts now.
It starts now, and it starts right now.
Let's save that. Save
Save it.
because we've covered so much, and that was quite a long sort of segment, and
Yeah,
something to look forward
lead
to
to
the end
people
of the
wanting
season.
more.
Yeah, always leaving wanting more. Great
Yeah.
motto. Everyone, you've been absolutely fantastic. Before we go, Sheffield United, Ben, what's the score going to be?
6-0 to Spurs.
Fuck. I wish.
1-0.
6-0. Yeah, fuck.
I don't know. Will it? You know, I think we'll either win, lose, or draw. And I think no, I think we'll. Yeah, I think we'll win. I think we'll win 3. I think we'll keep a clean sheet. I think we'll win 3-0.
I think a clean sheet.
Yeah.
I think we'll come out pumped up. Ange will fucking go to the fans. I reckon Ange might go out around to the fans and clap before the game, you know. I can see him doing that. I can see him doing it to sort of be like, come on, we're in this together. And then everyone's going mental, going like, I fucking love you, Ange. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, and he comes and he's just clapping. He's like, don't worry, I know. We're going to put things right now. And and then we're just fucking...
And it's 1-0 to Sheffield United.
Oh my God, Ollie McBurney. Oh no, he's done his like ACL, hasn't he? He'll still fucking manage to score against us. Is McGoldrick still kicking about? Goldbridge. McGoldrick, is he still kicking him out? Is he?
Probably,
yeah.
I've got no idea. Rian Brewster,
mate. I keep thinking.
Oh no, Cameron Archer plays for him, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, I keep thinking. Hey, my Ben. I keep thinking about Sheffield United's team as if from lockdown. Who did they have that was really good?
Where's Lundstrom at?
Yeah, Lundstrom. Yeah.
The overlapping centre backs. Run it back.
Yeah, who was Basham and
Sander Berger as well.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, I reckon 4-0.
Do you remember we lost to them in lockdown? Fucking hell.
Fuck. In the trenches. Actually, we lost to them in the Prem in that same season again. They must have done the double over us.
No, we drew.
Oh yeah.
It was Poch's last game, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they should have had
the disallowed
goal. Yeah, they had a disallowed goal that was given. Okay, so we're both in like unison that we are smashing Sheffield. And if it's all like a scrape 1-0 win, are you going to be disappointed?
No, I'll be just glad to get the 3 points.
Yeah. We move on to next season.
On to the next one.
Get this season done with,
stay tuned for the Newcastle game in Melbourne preview pod next week.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Watch along.
Should we do it? Should we do a little live? Should we go?
Should we
go to Melbourne?
Should we go?
They're doing on tour.
It's like a 10:30 in the morning kickoff. That could be all right.
Spurs play. Sick. Yeah, have your breakfast, wake up, Spurs play.
Yeah. Might take the off work.
Yeah, maybe. I might get a beers in. First thing in the morning.
Get the chubbies or whatever they call them.
What's that?
A beer.
I thought chub on is a fucking boner, isn't it?
Oh, no, chub on is a boner, but a chubby beer, Australia. Is that? Have I got this wrong?
Sam Cornish will know.
Oh no, I've got that wrong. What do they call like a little beer in Australia? It's not a.
I'll have a chub on first thing in the morning. It's just it's just nature, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You always wake up with a chub
anything about it. Yeah,
no, exactly. Do anything. Oh, babe, it's happening again.
It's not my fault.
No,
I can't help it.
Exactly. Take it as a compliment, if anything. I can't find what they're called. But did you know as well? They don't have a. Sorry, this is going off a massive tangent. They don't really drink pints in Australia, do they? They drink Is it schooners? It's like a small pint. Yeah. Yeah. Have a look at what a schooner is. It's like 285 ml. It's like 2/3 a pint or 3/4 of a pint. That's what they drink.
I thought they're renowned for the drinking, though. No,
that's what I thought. Maybe because it's more about volume, isn't it? All right, getting more down you.
Yeah. How many have you had, mate? 17. And then you're like, fucking hell, 17 pints. But actually, they've had little micro pints.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's like 5-6 pints.
Exactly.
Everyone, this has been Darren Doing Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. And we have something to look forward to after Sheffield. We're going to do the sort of season awards for individual awards voted by Ben and I. Actually, comment down below, and we'll put this out before the episode. Then we'll put out your own season awards. And we'll just do a few.
We'll stick the categories in the comments or something, so people can do theirs.
Yeah, good idea.
We'll pin it and then people can reply to it.
Yeah, good idea. We'll do that. Legends, everyone. Thank you so much. Ben, where can we find us on socials, and where can we find you?
Bloody Daring and Doing, mate, on YouTube and Spotify.
That was good.
I know, mate. Apple. That's pretty much it. Make sure you follow, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, rating, all that kind of good shit. Subscribe on YouTube. We're over 200 subscribers now, so we're on a bloody way, mate.
But it's so much more than that. You can't stop there.
Exactly.
We're not doing this podcast for 200 subscribers, mate.
No, that's a small club mentality.
On it.
We want 1,000 subs before the start of the season.
Fuck.
Is that realistic?
Ben, what have you done?
Yeah. If we don't get a 1,000 subs before the end of the season, we'll stop the podcast.
Oh fuck!
Sorry, I just said before the end of the season.
Oh shit! Fucking Ben just revealed he's quitting. There's the Xabi Alonso meme of him just signing out. I mean, by the end of next season, start of the season, that could be a goal.
1,000 subs. Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
1,000 subs. Yeah, fuck it. Get your friends on Daring and Doing.
Yeah.
If you haven't already, and the automatic download as well. I actually don't know where to check that, so I'll have a little look and see.
It's in the settings.
Before I check, yeah, press that automatic download. It will do us a lot of favors. But yeah, 100%. Legends, everyone. Ben, thank you very much. Up the Spurs. Let's finish on a high, Coys,
mate.